The wine we drink today originates from a specific species of plant. Latin helps classify the genus and species of the plants Vitis vinifera, or wine-producing grapevines. Most of the wine that we drink comes from a certain latitude on the north and the southern hemispheres of the planet. The conditions for growing grapes are almost perfect in these regions, which is why most of the grapes grown for wine come from these areas. The Mediterranean Sea has lots of old world European original grape growing areas. Sangiovese is derived from Sanguis Ovis, which is Latin for the blood of Jupiter. So Sangiovese, or Sanguis Ovis, is the grape varietal. Jupiter, or the blood of Jupiter, is what the grape was named after, and Sangiovese can be sold as a single varietal because it is a single varietal grape. The Merlot grape is a dark-colored grape from the Bordeaux region. Some people think that the origin of the word Merlot comes from merle, or blackbird in French, given that the grape bunch kind of looks like a blackbird. In Italy, there's a grape called Nebbiolo. Nebbia means fog in Italian. Nebbiolo is probably foggy, which are the conditions in the Piedmont region where the Nebbiolo grape thrives. This grape makes Barbaresco and Barolos. However, the grape varietal is called Nebbiolo. On the other side of Italy, there's a wine called Amarone, which is Corvina, Rondinella, Molinara. Even though in 2003, technically you only have to use Corvina and Rondinella, but traditionally you'd use all three of those grape varietals. In the northern part of France, there's a wine area called Champagne, mostly making high-end sparkling wines from Pinot Noir, Chardonnay, and Pinot Meunier grape varietals. So those are the grape varietals, but the wine is Champagne. In Burgundy, they make high-end still wines, red and white. Most of the red wine is derived from Pinot Noir, and most of the white wine is derived from Chardonnay, even though there are a couple smaller varietals that we can talk about later. Another part of France in the Loire Valley, Pouilly-Fumé refers to Sauvignon Blanc wine, and Sancerre also refers to Sauvignon Blanc wine. The difference is the place, but each wine, the grape varietal, comes from Sauvignon Blanc. In the United States of America, the rules are a little bit different. For instance, in the state of Washington, you have to have at least 75% of the grape varietal in the bottle. Col Solari is technically a blend because it has other grape varietals, but it's mostly Cabernet. So in the years where it's over 75%, they can put Cabernet Sauvignon on the bottle. Another example of a wine from Washington State is the 14 Hands Merlot. Because it says Merlot on the bottle, it has to be at least 75% of the Merlot grape in the bottle. In California, similar rules. This is Opus One. It's a very high-end, well-known wine. It says red wine on the bottle, even though in some vintages, like the 2015, I believe here, it's over the 75% threshold, so they could legally say Cabernet, but they choose to do red wine. The Silver Oak Alexander Valley is mostly Cabernet, 95% in this vintage, so therefore it meets the minimum requirements of 75%, so it can be called Cabernet Sauvignon on the bottle. In Oregon, the laws are a little different. This is the Harrison Pinot Noir from Willamette Valley. The varietal has to be at least 90% for them to say the varietal in the bottle. So Archery Summit is also at least 90% Pinot Noir in that bottle. So now you have a little bit more wine information. Hopefully, what will you do with this information? Another Latin term for wine references this picture. This is a fungus that affects grapevines, grape clusters, that concentrates the juice when crushing for fermentation.